I'm Chris Rachel Oslam with the Austin Post. We are here at Capital Factory interviewing local startups to give you an idea of what's going on in Austin's tech startup scene. Today we've got Jonathan from Jackrabbit Mobile, and you guys are an app shop, right?
Yeah, we basically build iPhone apps and Android apps and web apps.
So a lot of people, they've heard about App Shop. What does that actually mean?
It means when someone's confused about what they want to build, they come to us, and we have to
I have an idea. Can you make it something people can touch?
Yeah. It's a painful process. It's a painful process. Like, how does this get onto your phone? And we just have to sit them down and have like multiple conversations about it.
As far as the mechanics of setting up an app shop, did it start with just you? Like, I've got some good ideas. I'm a coder. I'll help you out. Or did you actually have a whole team of people when you got started?
No, it started off with just me, and then.
And you were so good that you had to get more people.
Well, I think everyone, it's kind of like how do you make a pencil from scratch? There's so many different parts to it, and one person can do it, but it just makes more sense to have different people involved that can specialize in different parts and really create like a full product that is. I don't know. That'll do well.
Do you mostly do other people's concepts, or do you do in-house apps a lot?
We build other people's ideas.
Okay. So walking people through the process, let's say you're like, you know what, I know what I want to do. I want to have the next coupon app, because that hasn't been done 50 million times. I'll come in and they'll tell me how to do it.
Yeah, we'll also probably tell you might want to think about it twice.
Really? I don't want to do a coupon app? Oh.
Yeah.
If somebody comes in with just an idea that you've seen a million of, you programmed a million of, how do you steer them towards something that might not get thrown out immediately?
Oh, okay. Well, we basically just point them to some mentors. We also help them with like business validation.
Do you ever have to sit them down and go, okay, look, I know that you love the idea of your coupon app. Here are the 9 million of them. How is yours better?
Well, I mean, we give them a few warnings, but sometimes they just want to build.
Yeah.
And like, who am I to say that I know better than they do? One thing we do is often we do a design build, and basically we show them a lot of like existing things that are being built that's similar to them, and then we like start saying, how do you want yours designed? How do you want yours different?
Yeah.
Than all the your competitors.
So, because you guys see so many new ideas coming in, what are some of the trends in apps right now?
Hardware is becoming a popular platform, like
what does that
3D,
mean?
like 3D printing. Basically, like.
So you guys are making apps for 3D printing?
Well,
I'm easily excited by 3D printing. So
we haven't made it yet, but we've been talking to some people, and also dealing with big data. Has been
what does that mean? Big data is a very buzzwordy type of thing.
Yeah. So big data, that is basically when there's just so much data that people really don't know what to do with it. Imagine like, your white pages or, something like with lots of information and just making it like something that it can actually, they could be put on a small phone. Yeah. Because there's a lot of.
What are things that you would say are ebbing at this point? Because there's some things that were really popular 3 years ago that now is like, meh, we've done it. Everyone's done it.
Ads. No one wants the ads business anymore.
Really?
Or an ad model. Like, if you're paying for your app through ads, it's going to be difficult.
So how are people financing them instead of through ads?
They're starting to do the freemium model is becoming a little bit popular. As far as like, initially you give it for free and then you start subscription based is basically the new popular.
Okay. So similar to what Angry Birds does, where they get you hooked with that first 5 levels, and you're like, oh god, I've got to get the rest of them.
Yeah.
How does that work on a more practical thing, though? If you've got a crowdsourcing app,
I'd say subscriptions are the best way to go. Basically, do something, give them something that they think they can't live without, and then they'll start paying.
What would you say is the most genuinely useful app that you guys have programmed?
I can't mention them. But we did create an app for Texas legislator to be disseminating information about, and it was pretty successful and actually create some change as far as political change in Texas. And it was a I thought it was a huge success. It was probably the most meaningful app that we've done.
What's the most common type of app that people walk in and you look at and go, no, honey, no, that's not going to work?
Parking apps.
What does that even mean, parking apps?
Trying to find parking space with your phone.
Okay.
Also, trying to take over Craigslist and like.
And everybody thinks they can replace Craigslist.
Yeah, and I think there is some like. I think especially if they try to go too broad, I think it's going to be really difficult. They have to kind of like pick and choose and chip away at it, and can't just kind of be the go-to replacement for Craigslist.
I picked up Microsoft 8 on accident, and I'm not thrilled with it. And they're trying to force everything into being an app, but it's actually a desktop application. It's not really an app the way that you guys mean app. Do you think that everyone's trying to sort of force it all towards this mobile model, no matter what it is you're using or what platform you're using it on?
I think apps, partially the publicity stunt, to have it to have it on your phone, and then also rather than a website, and it's also, and some things, and sometimes it's also just like the technology's catching up, like the web is still catching up, like I can't control how the browsers work, it all depends on how.
But you have complete control when you're on a phone.
You have complete control over when you have a phone. So when the browsers, as they start getting more advanced, will eventually replace most of the apps, in my opinion.
Right now it's a lot cheaper to go ahead and just program a website than it is to program an app. Do you think that that's going to also just kind of migrate towards the middle?
Yeah. I think in time it will. In the meantime, though, there's going to be people who need it sooner than that. And, maybe in a couple of years they'll be there. But most people don't want to wait a couple of years.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. And people should take a look at. Well, can they take a look at Jackrabbit Mobile and see stuff you've done, or?
Yeah, we have a few portfolio pieces up there. It's still pretty small. We haven't put everything up there yet, but hopefully soon it'll be there.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you.